All right, what's up, YouTube? Hope you're having a good day. And we got the Discord. Whoops, the Discord over here. And the Discord right there. Cool, we're locked in. All right, everybody. So we do a little analysis on ES. So first things first. So we're gonna look at what happened yesterday. So yesterday came under New York Open, right? And we didn't quite test this level. We didn't quite test this London low, but we did come under New York Open. We ended up bouncing off just one of these previous buying candles from the London session. And then we did break through New York Open. So we broke through New York Open. We didn't really have any clean break and retest setups. I would have liked to see us break through a little cleaner than this. I mean, you could have taken this trade. You could have definitely taken this trade. This was outside of my trading hours, so I would not have taken this trade. But this was inside of my trading hours. I probably would have tried to get in something like this off break and retest. So we broke through it, and we came in and retested immediately. So it's like a little early because usually you want to see it break up a little bit more. But you still could have got in. It's a little bit messier of a setup. I don't love it, but you are still getting that break and retest. If you're looking at like a 1 minute or 3 minute, you'd see it a little clearer, but it's one of those things where it's like kind of hard to find. Not the end of the world if you missed it, but also could be a potentially nice trade. And yeah, so we never really did end up coming to the all-time high yesterday. So we did shop around a lot yesterday, and I'm glad I was not trading any of this because that's just a complete mess. Right, I was just trading this stuff. But what are we looking at now? So right now we're looking at price's reaction to the previous New York Open from yesterday. We're also looking to see the reaction it's going to have off the current New York Open from today. So that's this candle. Let me just make sure I marked out the whole candle. There we are. Right, so handy dandy magnet tool on TradingView comes in handy, just so you can mark out the whole candle. All right, so I'm trying to move this thing on YouTube. Cool. So yeah, so we have this low and we have this New York Open. So right now we're watching for pretty much one thing. Is price going to use this New York Open as a demand zone and our buyer is going to come in, it's going to push it up? Or is price just going to completely disrespect this New York Open, break through this low, come down and target this low? So that's the bearish scenario. The bearish scenario is that price breaks through this level, and then targets this level. The bullish scenario is that we don't candle close below this, so the candle closes above this. We use this as demand, and then we also use this as a demand zone. So our target would be this area if that is the case. All right, so that would look something like this. This is the bullish scenario. It would look something like this. Target that. Bearish scenario is looking something like this. All right, so that's what I'm looking at. That's what I'm looking at for today. And just follow your rules, y'all. Like, I'm so big on that. I'm so big on that because it simplifies my trading day. And I did a post on this on Instagram. It didn't get any views because, like, this is not the stuff that most people want to talk about, but it's stuff I'm going to talk about because it's real. Is the most lonely part of your trading journey is the part where your emotional state is dependent on how well you traded. And I know you know what I'm talking about. And if you don't, you haven't been trading long enough, and that's fine. But if you've been trading for like any decent amount of time, even if you're like investing, like when I used to do crypto, the same stuff would happen. Like I would literally have a good day or a bad day, dependent on the sheer fact of if I won money or I lost money. So I'd lose money and I'd go around and I'd have a terrible day and I'd be like, nobody talked to me. And I'd win money and I'd be like, yeah, I'm fucking Warren Buffett. Like let's go on a yacht or something. You know what I mean? Like I would get so overconfident and so sad. Like my emotions were just in such extreme states because I based my emotional state off of the way I traded. So then the way I traded had so much more pressure on it because it would decide if I was happy or sad for the day. And you can't let something like the market put that kind of effect on your life. Or like we have a short life, y'all. Might as well be happy every day. And I'm not saying I'm not one of those like be happy every day. Like you gotta like do everything, like be so happy and like nothing's wrong. Like no, like I'm real, but every day you should have some level of appreciation of gratitude just for the sheer fact that you're alive and that you're healthy and that you're able to wake up and your eyes work and your nose works and your body works, and you should just kind of think like, okay, I'm very lucky to be here. And anything after that is a blessing. So if you make money, that's a blessing, right? Even if you lose money, that should be a blessing as well because you learned. You learned. Why did you lose money? Right? So just understand that. So it does look like we're getting some buyers in here. So pay attention because there could be a lot of demand that comes in right here. We do need a little bit more volume. Let me check this volume on the 1 minute. So we do need a little bit more volume, but it appears that we're getting some of that. So we could bounce up right here. So watch this. Watch this, watch this. But yeah, man, I mean, it's a lonely thing, like, especially when you're in that state of letting every single trade, like, highly affect or have so much kind of impact on your emotional state. It can be a lonely thing. You got to have the mindset where you either win or you learn. See, that's so true, and I completely agree with that. I say that often, and that's so, so true, is you want to either win, so you win, you won the trade, or you learned. Okay, don't think of it as a loss. Obviously, like I know that you have to think of it as a loss, but I'm saying if you can group it in your brain, if you can trick your brain into thinking, okay, why did I lose? Instead of, oh, I lost. Like, why did I lose? Why did I win? Same thing with why you won. Because my problem is my first trade, and this is actually like something nobody talks about. My first trade I took on options, I won. I made like $1,000, and that messed me up more than if I were to lose because I won and I was like, oh, all I got to do is press a button and I win $1,000. Like I was so confused. I had no idea why I was winning. I was trading. I was following like an options alert, but I didn't know really what options were, so I just got like really lucky. And it was on a stock called Sava. The ticker is SAVA, and it was a fun one to trade. I'm gonna tell you that it was a fun one to trade. I didn't really know why I was trading it, but I had fun. And I made $1,000. So then every trade after that, I would lose because I wouldn't know why I entered. I would just be like, oh, I'm just I'm that guy. I just made $1,000. I'm just gonna go on in there and make some money. But I didn't know how to make money. I didn't know why I was entering the trade. I didn't know why I was exiting the trade. I just had this kind of thought at the back of my head, like, oh, I got to make money, right? So I was just entering. But then I thought to myself, I said, okay, if I can understand why I'm doing this and how I'm doing this, and then think about the money later, I'll make a ton more money. And it worked. Usually use 5 minute candles. Yeah, so I use both, right? So I use 15 minute and 5 minute candles. So in a situation like this, I'm looking right now and I'm saying, okay, what's going to be a sign of bear or bullish momentum? So candle close on the 15 minute definitely would be here. Candle close on the 5 minute also would be, but I would like to see the candle close on the 15 minute to kind of confirm that, okay, yeah, we are flipping around a little bit because we don't want to see like another, or we, I don't care if we see it, but for us to continue bullish, we would not want to see this just be a lower high and we come back down here. So that's why I'm like, okay, let's look at the 15 minute. Is the Asia low an important level in the bullish? So not as much. Good question though. Not as much, and I'll tell you why. Because if I look at this Asia low right here, right? So this low right here, and even the one from the other day, the one from the other day would actually probably be a little bit more relevant. But if you look at this Asia low right here, right? So you can see a few things. We came above it and we broke below it. And it just doesn't seem like there's that much significance in terms of reaction, right? So we did have this little candle come up here, but I just don't love trading levels. Like if it's something like this, that's a little different just because we barely broke through it on the 1 hour. But something like this, we've really broken through it. So I'm just like, you know what? Forget this level, look at the next level. So you could still mark this, all right? And this might be something that's nice to mark out, but me personally, I'm saying, okay, I'm not going to mark that. I'm going to focus purely on if we can get a break and retest, or if we're just going to break through this and then target this level, because this is only 10 points from this level. This is 5,360. This is 5,370. So that's like my thought process. But good question. Good question. And it's definitely like that's the right way to look at things. Is just look at these levels and say, okay, when do you have them up? When do you not have them up? Can you explain the playout scenarios again? Yeah, sure. 1 second. Okay, so first thing we're looking at is bearish scenario. So for us to be bearish, for me to say, okay, I'm going to look to get into some shorts, I would need to see us close below this level. There's no way I'm not looking for any shorts. unless we close below this level. Or like maybe we come out and reject here, but I don't like that. For us to be bullish, I want to see two things. I want to make sure we continue above this level. So I want to see a candle closure on the 1 hour above this level, right? And I would also want to see our next 15-minute candle close either right at this level or above this level, right? And then I'd want to see us come target this for a bullish scenario. And I'll write that in the game plan so everybody can see it. But if you're on the live, y'all know you get the game plan like 20 minutes before everybody else. You get the live, fresh, the raw game plan. Also, I had a thought, by the way, just the other day, and YouTube, this is going to be a premium thing. So I'm just talking to the premium members right now. If I were to set up some sort of system where I like pretty much had clips of me on the internet on YouTube, and I found a way for you guys to get paid, or if I did like a contest, whoever gets a clip of me with the most views gets like $500 or something. Would that be something that anybody's interested in, just in terms of practicing your editing skills? If any of you like creating content, if any of you want to grow Instagram page or something like that, let me know, and I will definitely consider doing that because I've seen some people do that and it's cool. And I have a friend who actually did that. He did clips. I think it was for like Eman God or somebody. He did clips for somebody and he made a lot of money. He's a young kid, young guy. So I just think that if you're somebody who's trying to stack up some extra cash, that could be a cool thing to do. And it's just a great skill. Like learning how to edit videos will always help you in life. Yes, yes, yes. We got like 10 yeses. Cool. All right, yeah, I'm gonna set that up. I will definitely set that up. Please stay posted with that because I'm gonna develop a little system there. Cool. And yeah, it'll literally just be like making TikTok clips of me, of my YouTube videos and stuff like that. Also, this is for everybody. Should I start streaming on Kick? Because I really want to stream on Kick because I just want to give you guys a more full overview of my life, my day to day, what I'm up to, how I think, just stuff like that. Because I think it's really helpful because trading is one picture, right? Like, yes, trading is important, but there's so many other things that contribute to success at a young age, right? So it's like, how do I spend my days? Who do I hang out with, right? Like, how do I have fun? What do I do when I have fun? What's my routines? Like, what am I eating? You know what I mean? Like, just other things that so many people don't talk about because they focus just on like, okay, how do I make money? But like, how do I stay in good health? Like, how do I have fun, right? Who am I hanging out with? How do I meet people? Like all that kind of stuff that I think can help you. And it's also just cool to watch. But if you want me to stream on Kick, I definitely will. Oh, cool. Oh, definitely. Yeah, I'll start doing some Kick. Bottom blue band. This or this. If you're talking about this, this is a London low. This was the previous New York Open, which I did consider still relevant because on the 1 hour we barely broke below it. So I'm like, okay, we're gonna keep this up. Um, and then this is a London low. This should also be marked out. I don't know why that got deleted. This is a New York low. Yeah, so I'm currently just waiting for more volume to come in. And remember, we'll have a ton of volume tomorrow. Tomorrow's going to be CPI. We also have FOMC stuff tomorrow, so tomorrow's going to be cuckoo in a good way. I mean, there's like two main things I'd say that go into success as a trader, as somebody in business, and it's just so similar. It's like, okay, so the first thing is you can't fear failure. You can't fear people talking down on you, people like I'm gonna tell y'all something like nobody this is like some real shit. But when I was like starting out with trading, with business, with all this stuff, I thought to myself, because I was somebody like I wasn't like super popular in school, you know what I mean? I was always just kind of doing my own thing. Like I had friends and everything like that, but like people would like totally give me shit all the time for like, oh, like you're not gonna come to this party, or like, oh, how's your little trading thing going, or like, oh, crypto guy, all this stuff. And when you're starting out and you get people like that are like mean to you or acting a certain way towards you, you tell yourself, you say, okay, when I'm successful, like I'm gonna show these people, like I'm gonna pull up outside their house in a Ferrari or whatever, you know what I mean? You don't even think about those people. Like yes, I do. I'm like, okay, like it's funny that those people were saying that to me, but I am at such a different level now than everybody who was talking down on me. I am at such a different level in terms of who I hang with, in terms of what I do, in terms of how I carry myself, that now I don't even want to go interact with them because I'd have to walk down from the level I'm at to go meet them at where they're at. And that's not me being cocky. That's just me saying that the people who talk down on you, the people who don't believe in you, the people who are going to give you stuff for not trying anything, are going to be so behind you that eventually the gap between where you are and where they are will say so much that you don't even have to say anything. Because when they look at my life and when they look at their life, they will constantly compare themselves to me. And that in and of itself is enough revenge or is enough get back or whatever you'd want to call it. So you don't even have to go out of your way and be like, oh, I told you, right? Because that would give them power. That'd be like, oh, you did all this for me. Like, I made you do this because that's all they want now is power because they're not ever going to be able to get on your level. So just know that when you're in that state of grinding and when you're starting to get that kind of pushback from people, that means you're doing something right. I mean, I like especially when you have haters, right? Like I remember one time I was in like school, so like right when I first started trading, and this girl was like, "Oh, you're never gonna make money trading, like nobody cares, like," and I'm like, it just pissed me off because I was like, why is she hating on me? Like I'm just trying to like trade and do you know what I mean? Like why hate? And it's so interesting because it's like, okay, people are going to hate on you for not doing anything. People are going to hate on you for doing stuff. So you just have to choose which one you want to do. Are you going to do stuff and have people hate on you and then have most people like you, but some people are going to hate on you? Or are you going to not do anything and then have people be like, oh, like you're so good. Like, you don't have to worry about doing it. You know what I mean? So just like, don't listen to other people, guys. I promise you. Like, just listen to yourself. Listen to the voice that you have that's guiding you because that's actually going to take you where you want to be, not some random person's opinion. Trust me. But volume wise, we're not getting as many buyers as I'd like to see. I mean, this is just kind of like a little bit of a battle between buyers and sellers right now. We haven't really picked the direction yet. Where's my other charger? 1 second, I'm just plugging my computer in. But yeah, I mean, see, look right now at the candle. There's no real direction right there right now. It's still kind of an auction, still a battle. People want you to work a 9 to 5 for the rest of your life. Absolutely, yeah. People, it's so interesting because they say they want you to win, but most people don't want you to win. Your family probably wants you to win, right? In most cases, even if it doesn't feel like it, they want you to win. Trust me, they don't know how you're gonna win sometimes, so they will doubt you not because they don't believe in you, but because they don't really understand what you're doing. And sometimes they might not believe in you, and that's okay. Somebody said, "Would you wait for a breakout to enter?" So what I'd be looking for entry criteria for me right here is two main things. Is either just like a major shift in momentum right here, like if we get a big buy candle commit here, then we just break up with this. I could just take a candle entry off us breaking above this, which is a little risky, but for a cleaner entry, I'd want to see this. I want to see a break and retest. And I've been hammering break and retest recently. And a lot of other people have too. Like y'all have been learning how simple that is. I saw my man, and please forgive me if I pronounce the Discord name wrong. It's like Yash. It's like Yashhhh. He hit a nice break and retest. I think it was last Thursday. And I was literally like, that was like, it was like probably like a point or two off from being the exact same trade I took that day. But so entry criteria. So break above retest. That's like golden for me. Then I'm like, I love life, right? Then I'm like, this is beautiful. And I don't know why it cut off, but so like that. That's the ideal entry model. I'm gonna make a little for all the premium members on here. I'm gonna do a little and give me a little bit of time on this just because I'm working a ton with the academy right now. But I'm gonna make a little like book pamphlet of like the main models I trade. So I have screenshots of like most of the trades I've taken. So it's like, okay, this is gonna be a break and retest model. This is gonna be a rejection model. This is gonna be a bounce model. Let me know if that'd be helpful. Just little screenshots. Make like a little book, little pamphlet, and then I'll put it in the premium courses section. And you can add your own stuff to it too. You can add your own models. Just give you all an idea of my entry models. Cool. Yeah, we'll do that. I got you. I got you. Where do I place my stop? So I'm usually targeting 10 points, 10 to 15 points, sometimes 20 points with the 1 to 4. So like if I'm targeting 10 points, my stop would be probably around 3 points, right? So like I think mainly in terms of points in regards to placing my stop loss and less in terms of exact levels. Now, sometimes if there's an exact level and I'm like, okay, that's a perfect area to place the stop, I'll put it there. So like right here, for example, my stop will be, so this is, say my entry is right here. Say we just get a perfect break and retest. My entry is, call it 3,060, or sorry, 5,360. So call my entry 5,360. My stop would be like right above here. So like probably 3,560. Oh, I keep saying 3,000. 5,356, 50 points, or 5,375. 5,357. Has this happened to anyone else? This is just a weird thing with my perfectionist. I didn't used to have this comma here, and now I have this comma, and I don't like it. So if anybody knows how to take the comma off, let me know. This little comma. Should I quit my 9 to 5 and put my full energy in trading? No, because if you have to ask that question, that means that you are likely not making a full-time significant income from trading yet. Now, I'm just assuming you could be. You could say, RP, you're completely wrong. I'm making 5 grand a month or whatever, and then tell me I'm wrong, please. But normally, I don't think anybody should quit their job until they're making a significant amount of money with trading. I quit my job after I made like a pretty good amount of money in crypto, like enough for me to be like, okay, this is more than if I were to work for, I don't know, probably 3 years. So I did that math and I was like, okay, I could live off this for, I don't know, 2, 3 years. And until you can have that safety net, you should not be thinking about quitting your job because you just need to have that cash flow. And you can't depend entirely on trading for your cash flow until you're making consistent income. And when you start, you're not going to be making consistent income. You're going to be learning. So don't quit your job while you're in your learning phase of trading. When you're in your earning phase of trading and when you're actively earning money month after month and you have money in your bank account that you've made from trading and you're like, okay, I can use this to live. I can use this to buy groceries. I can use this to pay my rent. I can use this to pay my car payment. Then you can be like, okay, we're out, right? And you can text your boss and be like, "Yep, I'm out, brother." That's what I did. But until then, you should not be thinking about quitting your job. But interesting move right here, right? Because it looked like we were going to come below this, and we didn't. So watch for this kind of little bounce up here. We could actually have that happen right now. Good part-time job ideas. Man, honestly, like I would say don't underestimate how much money you can make freelancing. Like doing these little like side tasks online. And I've always been like a make money online person, but don't underestimate how much money you can make freelancing. Like skills like copywriting. Like think of like something. So think of it like this. It's like, okay, so what can you trade your time for? What skill can you learn that you can trade your time for to earn money that you can then put into trading? So like maybe you're doing copywriting, maybe you're doing video editing, maybe you're making websites for people. You have to find something that's in demand Maybe you're teaching people how to use AI tools, just stuff like that. Find something that's in demand, put yourself in front of that demand, and then use that money to, one, pay for your expenses, and two, funnel into trading. But some of the stuff, like, just be careful because some of the stuff, it's like I saw the other day, like there's this guy, like, and no hate to this at all. Like, if you want to start a software company, please do by all means. But starting a software company is like a real like there's some barriers to entry. Like, you want to start a software company, you need minimum probably like 25 grand, like minimum. And if you're doing it under that, like kudos to you. But especially with the tech that's out now, with all these expensive machine learning stuff and all this AI stuff, you're gonna likely need more capital. So just make sure that what you're doing is fit for your capital. Don't try to do too many things at once, right? So you should have like a main job thing, and then you can funnel that into trading. But don't try to like trade, have an e-commerce business, have an agency, have an AI agency, have like a mark. Like, just don't try to do seven things at once. I promise you, it's not going to work. The reason like people talk about like, oh, like I'm rich, I have nine streams of income, is because once you're already rich, then you can have like assistants, you can have people that help you with stuff. But until you have the money, it's very hard to allocate your time evenly between eight different things. I've started several. You'll need money. Yes, he's saying he started several companies. Definitely, definitely need some money. Yeah, so that's what I do. That's exactly what I do. So people ask me this a lot. It's actually an interesting question. Is do I trade on TradingView connected to TradeAvate, or do I have two separate screens? I like having two separate screens. So right here, this is my TradingView. I have my TradeAvate right here. So this is how my setup looks right now. I have TradingView right now, which is what you're looking at. Then I have TradeAvate, and then I have like Forex Factory, and then more TradingView. But I don't personally. I just like having it separate. I don't know if that's because I started that way, but I like having TradeAvate and then looking at TradingView. It just syncs up to me better. I tried the whole TradeAvate on TradingView thing. I didn't love it, and that's just a personal preference because it works great for some people. And maybe one day I'll be like, you know what, I'm gonna put my TradeAvate on TradingView, but it's just a personal preference right now. But I mean, yeah, I mean, this is definitely a little interesting. This is why I'm saying watch, because if this is a lower high, we're just going to come shoot right back down and then target this level. So in order for this to actually be an area where we do get a bounce, we need some buyers to come in here, and we need to continue to close above this level. Me trying to do too much. Yeah, I mean, I did the same thing, man. I had like nine side hustles, and I think you just have to get to a place where you understand like the realistic amount of income each one is likely to make you, and you choose which one you think you can make work, because some of these things are just going to be very hard to make work, right? So it's like, okay, could I make e-commerce work? Yeah. Could I make this other LLC work? Yeah. So like choose that and then choose trading and then just lock in. Trading in the Zone is such a good book. I was just thinking about that. I should have read that book, but that should have been the first damn book I read before I even placed a trade. Is Trading in the Zone by Mark Douglas. It's such, and even if you don't want to buy it, look, go on YouTube and type in Trading in the Zone. Like, that's homework for anybody that's not doing anything today. Which, if you're younger on here, you are in summer break right now. So don't be like gaming before you do this. Go to YouTube, watch anything by Mark Douglas, and ideally something called Trading in the Zone, right? Or his 100 trades, or it's called Mark Douglas the Exercise. That's what it's called. Mark Douglas the Exercise. YouTube it, and it's so good. You got to watch it. Gotta watch it. But this could be actually a bullish summer here. So watch this right here. This is not a bad place for us to probably get a bounce, like 5 points right here. So I don't think we're gonna see the whole move right now, but ideally, if this break and retest setup does form, it's gonna be, this is the break above candle, either this 15-minute candle or the next 15-minute candle. Come back down, test this around the open of the stock market around 9:30, and move up. Test this 10. That's what I'd love to see. If I see that, I'm like, this is beautiful. I love life. Don't go full time trading until you get 6 to 12 months of money saved for bills and emergency. 100%. Completely agree. Completely agree. Because you don't want to depend on something for your income yet that you're not making money. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, yes, you'll hear the stories of like somebody like quits their job and goes all in on business, but like those are also the same stories where like people are like genuinely like broke, like they have no money, right? Like so, just understand that. Like could you? Yeah, but like, is that smart? No, no. Like sometimes it works. Like sometimes you're like, okay, like you have some weird story where like you're living in a van and you know what I mean? Like you're able to eat carrots on the side, but like just be careful because like you don't want to be putting yourself in a position where you don't have an active source of income, especially if you have like family things to provide. If you're like super young and you're just like fuck my job, like I know I can make trading work and I don't really need a source of income right now because I'm with my parents, then that's another conversation. But if you are somebody who has responsibilities, I would not be going all in on trading until you're making consistent money. Both situation, would you enter as soon as it breaks above the zone or wait for it to come back down, retest, and then enter? So would I wait for it to just break above, just enter right here, or would I wait for a break and retest? So ideally, I'd want to see a break and retest, right? Ideally, I'd want to see a break, retest, entry. But if I don't see a break and retest entry, I could take a more aggressive entry just off the break above this zone, which I wouldn't really expect that trade to be a home run. I just expect a few points. But ideally, I'd want to see a break and retest. So to answer your question, I would likely enter in both scenarios, but I would be much more comfortable and much more confident entering in a break and retest scenario. Good morning, brother. YouTube, I'm calling it right here. I gotta, and the YouTube's around 30 minutes.